Hey everybody, this is Joe from hometownweather.net, and what we're looking at right here, we're looking at the model, the GFS model for depression number 3. It'll most likely become a tropical storm, which would be called Tropical Storm Brett. That's the next name coming. And you can see by this model, there's also another one that's following it, which is now Invest 93. That could form into something maybe, I don't know. It's not as much support for that one, but as you can see, that one that's showing going north and kind of out to sea. But you also notice on the GFS model, it's showing Depression 3 turning into a tropical storm, then a hurricane as it approaches by or near the islands. And this is not written in stone. We don't really know if it's going to be just a tropical storm or if it's going to hit as a hurricane, or the intensity forecasts just aren't that good, so nobody's really sure about that. Now, I have to point out that the Euro model is a little bit different. Okay, the GFS is thinking that this storm is going to get stronger, and if you have a stronger storms always have a tendency to try to steer to the north. Okay, so if it did get stronger, excuse me, as the GFS shows, then that curve up and out to sea is possible. But right now, more likely, we're looking at the second scenario, which is what the Euro and some of the other models are showing. They're showing a weaker storm. So if it stays weaker, it's going to move further west, and if that's the case, it will hit the islands as opposed to missing them like the GFS is pretty much doing here in this particular model. So if it stays weaker, it will move further west, but then there's going to be a lot of wind shear about the time that this gets near the islands or possibly past the islands. There's going to be a lot of wind shear, okay, and that wind shear is going to break up the system, and that's what the Euro is showing. Basically, it's showing the storm moving further west, a little bit closer to what this track is right here, not to what the model is doing, but closer to what the track here is from the National Hurricane Center. And if it moves more on that track as a weaker system, once it gets down this area over in here, someplace in here, the wind shear is going to start to take its toll on it. And according to most of the models, it's either dissipating it or weakening it. At this time, it's pretty much in pretty good agreement that there's really not, I mean, it's not a threat to Florida at this point. Okay, so you guys in Florida, I wouldn't worry about it too much as of now. We need to keep a watch on it. If you live in the islands here, you definitely need to keep a watch on it. Okay. For sure, because there's a few unknowns still. First of all, we're in uncharted territory. Okay, this simply does not happen in June. This is not supposed to happen right now. Okay, this isn't supposed to happen until August or September. Okay, we don't have wave trains coming through in June off the coast of Africa. And it's unprecedented for a few reasons, and there's a few reasons why because of the warm ocean waters, first of all. One of the reasons for the warmer waters in the ocean, the sea surface temperatures, one of the big reasons is the lack of Saharan dust coming off of Africa, because they're having a stronger than normal monsoon season, and that's prohibiting some of the dust. And the dust that is there is north of where all these storms are forming. So the dust, any dust you have is up here. These storms are forming to the south of that dust. In addition, the dust normally helps to cool the Atlantic, because it kind of blocks the sun, filters it. So if there's not a lot of dust, you got more sun. That sun's beating down on the water, and what's going to happen? The water is going to warm up faster. Okay, and that's basically one of the things that are happening. Also, as we go on, I mean, our environment, as we do all this stuff for the environment, the air is getting cleaner. Overall, the air is cleaner, and this cleaner air, allows more sun to penetrate through the atmosphere to get down onto the ocean. And there's just a lot of reasons why this is happening, but it's definitely unprecedented. We normally don't see the ocean in the main development area through here this warm this time of year. I mean, you know, we're looking at what we should be, like I said, in August. Okay, so as we get over here, we're going to get into Florida. Okay, there's going to be a lot of like I said, a lot of wind shear up here. So as this storm, as if it gets into this area here, it's going to have a tough battle. You know, there's plenty of warm water, but then again, you got the wind shear. So will it overcome? Will the warm water overcome the wind shear? Nobody really knows. Like I said, it's uncharted territory. In addition, we have the El Nino forming. It's probably going to be a pretty good one, a pretty strong one. And that's supposed to bring in a lot of wind shear through the Caribbean and through this area. And that hasn't totally completely started yet. But once that gets going, again, they have a lot of questions. Is the warm water, the warmer than normal water, going to overcome the wind shear? Nobody knows. Nobody knows for sure. All we do know is we have the El Nino, the strong El Nino, and we have warm waters that are warmer than we've seen in basically in recorded history. Okay, nobody's seen the waters this warm this time in June. It just doesn't happen. So here you can see some of these water temperatures. Take a look. Look at that. I mean, that's crazy. 86. I mean 84. I mean, this is out. Some of these are ship reports. Some are from buoys. But regardless, these temperatures are crazy. These are all the buoy temperatures. This is Africa over here. Look at 84, 83. So definitely the waters are warm enough pretty much anywhere to support tropical systems. So this is something we're going to be watching. I expect either by tonight, tomorrow, we'll probably have Brett. I'd say it's coming soon. Right now it's still marked as a depression. But either possibly the next advisory, or maybe advisory after that, we'll probably see Brett. The one behind it, when's that going to be named? I'm not really sure. That's still an invest. That's kind of it's not as well developed. It's not. I mean, you can just see it's not as well developed or anything. So that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Okay, guys, you can see by the satellite loop. You can see this is much more well deformed than this. Okay, this is this is the tropical depression 3. It's kind of right there, and this is Invest 93 over here. So you can see it's much better organized, and it's starting to get some outflow. You can see some of the outflow up here. So it's on its way. So it's on its way to becoming Brett. So it probably will be, you know, like I said, sometime soon. So basically, you guys here in the islands, okay, you really need to pay attention, okay? Definitely, absolutely pay attention. As of now, according to even the experts, Florida doesn't seem to be at a risk factor at the moment. But with a tropical system, you never say never, okay? Just remember that. Never say never when it comes to tropical systems. But as of now, I'm not too concerned. You shouldn't be either. Just be ready, you know, just in case. We're going to keep a watch on it. See what happens, what transpires with all this other stuff. Look, we even got more coming off Africa back here. I mean, it's just not something we need to be looking at this time of year. Plain and simple. So, just be ready. Keep watching. Stay safe. Don't get too observe with it now. If you're in the islands, I definitely would be concerned. You know, you definitely need to be keeping a watch on it. If you're in Florida, just keep a watch on it for now, and we'll keep you updated. Joe from hometownweather.net.